Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I got the idea of this video when I saw that Starfield, the Bethesda game, is going to be releasing physical copies of the game, but only the license inside. Same thing that happened to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And it just riled me up. Should we be worried as gamers? Slowly phasing out the physical side of gaming. My name is Carl Francis. Let's talk about it. Buying a game physically means you buy the physical copy of it. You take it home, play it for as long as you want, as long as that console for that game works, which is nice and all. You can keep it for your kids, for future generations. You can share it with your family or other people. You can resell it in case you want a new game. On the other hand, buying digitally means you pay for the license to play that game for as long as the publisher wills it. Meaning at some point, if a publisher decides, by whatever reason they'll give you, they can remove the game off and you will have no access to that game anymore. Whether you paid for it or you didn't, you will not have access to it. It sounds fraudulent, but you sign terms and conditions, so you shouldn't be, it's their platform, it's fine. And I have noticed that digital games have been increasing. Throughout the video, when I just say digital games, physical games, I hope you understand the difference. So why have they been increasing? The past couple of years, internet has become cheaper and more accessible worldwide, which is nice. People are not far away from downloading a 10 GB game, or even online play has increased, which is nice. The coming of the pandemic and the rise of convenience in a time where they locked you up in your house or you're forced to stay indoors, I can see how digital sales increased. People are buying from the comforts of their own homes. You're not allowed to go and interact with people. So your other option was digital games, and probably the size of games. I assume that because games are becoming bigger and brighter and more complex, a Blu-ray disc might not cover it. I'm not sure about capacity for a Blu-ray disc, but in case there is one, it might be a lower capacity than the developer would like to use. And delivering it digitally, they have unlimited space, like they can make a 100 GB game and put it there. Publishing games digitally helps indie game developers. They may not have enough money to dish out physical copies of their games, so they just upload it to a platform space, like on Xbox Store or PlayStation Store or Nintendo Store or on Steam. And I can see how digital games are much more convenient and their benefit. But I would not like it to be the only way. Someone who believes in owning something, like truly owning something, if I paid money for it, I don't want it to be the only way. Yes, internet has become cheaper and has become accessible and faster, so a large download may be cleared in a few moments. But that kind of access to that kind of internet is still not all the way limited. I'll speak from experience. In Uganda, I feel like we have just entered unlimited internet. Like some providers are providing us a sort of unlimited internet via fiber, but it's only those in specific areas that can access it. Now, affording it is a different issue. And I feel more people are much more convinced of buying a 50 GB game than paying for 50 GB of internet to download the same game. You get what I mean? Now again, that could be my opinion, but it also could be true. But I know there are people there who appreciate how we have been getting physical discs, the full game, the base game. I understand that games can have add-ons and downloadable content when the developers make something new for the game. Sure, let them deliver that digitally, that's fine, But I don't want to download the base game of 100 GB and then I have to continue, then 30 GB every update. Let me at least have the base game, play a bit of it before I start looking for my internet service provider, or before I start breaking my bank to pay for the rest of the game. As for the size of games, Red Dead Redemption 2 shipped with 2 discs, a data disc and a play disc, to fit all the data of that large and wonderful game. We can continue to do that if Blu-ray can't handle. Sony and Xbox might join in, or might be the ones pushing the trend by making the disc version of their own consoles unnecessary. For example, if all the discs just come with a license, why buy the disc version? Why pay $100 more? I get it. The disc version right now has backwards capability. You can play all your PS4 games, the old ones. But hey, you can also get it off the store. It's time to put on my tinfoil hat. It's just something I learned from the pandemic. I took it for granted that some freedoms will always be there. But during the pandemic, I saw that companies and governments put pressures and even removed those freedoms that I thought would never be infringed upon. Like 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, you'd think such a scenario would never happen. But it was. There came a time where you couldn't be allowed to move wherever you wanted to go. You couldn't be allowed to see your friends and family. Other people decided what you did and how you did it. And it's a crazy scenario to some of us. A time like COVID, like all the mandates that they put on us, a time like COVID could never have been seen. Funny enough, I know of a man who saw it before, like 2 years before. And we didn't believe him. We didn't. And I will link his video in the description for those who might be interested to see the whole video. Call me paranoid, but what happens if that gaming platform does not like my country? What happens if that gaming platform does not like my lifestyle, or does not like the things that I say, or just does not agree with me, or I do not qualify for its kind of standards? They will cut access to my games. You get what I mean? And that's because I can't physically own them. Imagine if you bought a car and whenever the manufacturer decides, they can come and pick it up. Would you like the clothes on your back to also feel borrowed? I'm not saying digital is bad, but all I'm saying is it can't be the only way. It can't be the only way. We can't slowly start phasing out the physical discs. And someone can be saying, oh, but they're still discs. They are. But we have started seeing Call of Duty Modern Warfare from last year. I think it was last year. Yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 last year. Just selling the physical disc with a license. That was absurd. And someone can think, oh, it was just Activision, it was just them. Right now, Starfield, the physical disc is going to be sold with only the license. And I can only imagine a large game like Starfield, a space exploration game like Starfield. Imagine the immense size you have to download. I don't even care if there's such a thing as unlimited internet. That is large. It's going to be large. It is going to be large. If we've learned anything, when the big people make moves, the other people have to follow suit. They will follow suit. It's like in the tech world or in the mobile phone industry. If Apple makes a move, a lot of people are going to follow suit. Even Samsung, So it's just a matter of time. Someone can say it could be Xbox's influence, and they could be right because right after it's rumored that Activision is going to go with under Xbox family, Modern Warfare 2 is changed. Starfield goes changed. It could be. If that was far-fetched and it did happen, you really can't call me paranoid right now. The extremes governments and companies went into people's freedoms. I can't sit here and think that Sony and Xbox are here for my interest. They're also here to preserve the games. I'm not here fighting for physical discs. I'm here fighting for ownership, for true ownership of something. You pay for it, you own it, you own a copy of that thing. If it was a service, we understand you sign terms and conditions that the service is issued at the discretion of the person offering the service. But if it's a product, you take the product. And I feel like I'm not going to stand for this. Someone can say, oh, what are you going to do? I really don't know. But talking about this on my channel is a step forward. And I hope it hits someone and hits someone else who's important, and something could be done. They could hear. But the best thing is, at least let us not be ignorant of what's happening. Again, I put on my tinfoil hat. If it's all paranoia to you, fine. I'd be very happy if it's just paranoia. But I know very much it's not. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Do you think the same as me? Do you know other people who do? Tell me in the comments. Anyway, I don't want to rant forever, but that has been my 2-piece. That has been my conversation. That has been my rant. But let me know what you think in the comments. Did you see any of this happen? Are there more examples? Is there something else I haven't mentioned? Or do you think I'm a bit if so, I welcome it all. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs up. But yeah, my name is Carl Francis, and this is Baby Boy Gaming. God bless.